Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Chris Maragkakis of Simply Be Wellbeing. I'm a women's life coach, podcaster and speaker, and wellbeing provider. I'm also a mindfulness and meditation teacher. Welcome to Mindful Mutterings. Please like, share and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hi, thanks for joining me. So this week I'm talking about manifesting, and manifesting is a buzzword that we're hearing everywhere at the moment, but I don't think a lot of people actually know what it means. So let's unpack it and see how we consciously manifest what we want to be seeing in our lives. So manifesting is defined by the Cambridge Dictionary as to show something clearly through signs or actions, but what that actually means for us in reality is the creation of something through the focus of our attention. So we manifest all the time, but for most of us it's unconscious. And that's because the thoughts that we're having each day are creating the reality that we're experiencing, but we're not actually aware of a lot of the thoughts that we have each day. And Carl Jung said that we're all connected via a shared connection of heart, mind and energy. And this theory of his is developed further in the realm of quantum physics. And what quantum physics says is that there are multiple realities where every conceivable event has already happened. We're just living in one of them where our reality is fixed. So it's kind of like a soup of events that are all mixed up. And when we consciously start to manifest, we have the ability to harness the power of the heart-mind connection, reach into the quantum reality and claim the event we want. So what they're essentially saying is when you align your emotions with your thoughts and that feels right for you, that's when you bring something into being. So in theory. So that all sounds a bit woo-woo, but I guess it is a bit woo-woo. But then if you think about it, even if you're an out-and-out skeptic, you must have noticed that when you decide to buy something, so say you're going to buy, I don't know, a blue car, suddenly everywhere you go, there's a blue car. Or maybe you really wanted a parking space and a car pulled out just as you arrived. Coincidence? No such thing. That's you manifesting. So how is that possible, I hear you ask? Well, so we're energetic beings. Physicists have proven that all things are simply energy vibrating at different levels. The lower the vibration, the denser the object. So a table is just a mass of protons, neutrons and electrons with such a low vibration that it manifests, there's that word again, as a solid object. So it therefore follows then that each thought, word and action also carries its own energetic vibration. And through the law of attraction, which is one of 12 natural laws that are commonly understood, it attracts like. Now, for those of us that are used to working with energy through Reiki or any other kind of energy healing, that idea isn't that strange to us because obviously we channel energy and we use energy and we're well aware of people's auras and everything else. But for some people, that's a pretty heavy thing to take on board. But just go with it and then we'll see where it takes us as we go through. So if you're unconsciously thinking about how tough things are for you, how it's not fair that everything always goes wrong, how you're not worthy, that there's never enough money or never enough time, what's happening is you're sending out a vibration, and so events that represent those vibrations in the world are drawn to you. And this then reinforces your beliefs, and then you become trapped in this cycle of negative thought followed by negative actions. And this is especially powerful as when you take into account, I think it was the National Science Foundation, what they discovered was that the average person has between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day. But of those thousands of thoughts, 95 were exactly the same repetitive thoughts as the day you had before. So that's huge. So you're thinking the same thing every single day. But of those 95, well, it was just over 90%. Of those 95%, 80% were negative. 80% of everything that you think of every single day is negative. So you can see how sometimes things go wrong for you if you're not consciously changing that up. So imagine what you could create if you switch those thoughts from negative to positive and focused on a clear plan. The key to switching from negative subconscious mindset to a positive conscious mindset is through mindfulness. And when we start to become aware of our thoughts, we can then start to identify patterns and understand how our beliefs are creating our reality. We can then begin to challenge and change limiting and negative beliefs. And then we can take this a step further and use mindful inquiry to work out what we really want from life and come up with a plan of action. Then we can break this plan down into goals, and this gives us our focus for manifesting a new reality. But that's not all. So Dr. Armour discovered that there are cells in the heart that are identical to cells in our brains. And through his research, we now know that the heart sends out way more information to the brain than it receives. So he discovered that the heart has neurons, proteins, and support cells and can learn, remember, and feel. So the emotions that it experiences changes the information that it sends to the brain. I mean, how cool is that? But what that actually means for us is that the main difference between the thinking in the brain and the thinking in our heart is that the thinking by the cells in our heart doesn't have to pass through all the conditioning, mistrust and fear that our thoughts in the brain do, which means that they're actually a truer indicator of what we feel is the right thing for us. So the key to combining the power of the heart-mind connection is to use our emotions as signpost to the state of our thoughts. And when we're experiencing unpleasant feelings, we're being signposted to negative thoughts, or at the very least a mindset that needs to be investigated. And when we're feeling happy and well, excited or peaceful, then we know that our thoughts are serving us well and we're on the right track. So there are a few things to remember when you're consciously manifesting. Firstly, be careful what you wish for. Check in regularly to make sure that your thoughts are positive, that what you're asking for will cause no harm to anyone else and be for your higher good. Because whatever you plan to manifest will appear in your body or life first before it filters out in the world. So if your plan is world domination through deceitful means, the negative energy of this will wreak havoc in your life first. Secondly, have a clear idea of what it is you're wanting to bring into your reality. You don't need to know how it will appear, but the more detail that you can put into the asking of it, the stronger vibration it has. 3, you need to believe that it's already happened. So you need to know that it's already happened in that conscious reality in some other realm, and that all you're doing is literally reaching in and bringing it into this one. Because what happens then is you can revel in the emotions that this outcome would bring, and you will really be able to connect with the energy of what it is you're trying to manifest. And this is commonly the hardest thing for most of us to grasp, because we have to get around our ego and our conditioning. But the truth is, you couldn't have even thought of the idea if it wasn't already a reality in the greater consciousness. All you're doing is claiming that reality is yours. So have faith that once you've released the thought and set the intention, the outcome is just a matter of time. It's kind of like shopping online. You don't order something and then check every day to see when it's coming. You just assume that it will be delivered when the time is right. This is the same type of thing. 4, you have to be specific that it is already done. So thinking or saying that I am ready for abundance is great, but the universe is very literal, and it will kind of go, okay, well, that's great. You're ready today, tomorrow, for the rest of your life. There's no outcome attached. Whereas I am grateful for the abundance that runs through my life as a statement of completion, it's already done. Abundance is running through your life and you're thankful for it. Number 5, the universe cannot distinguish between a small manifestation and a huge one. So having £10 in your life is the same as having £100 coming into your life. The only difference is your ability to be able to see it as done. And this is where being aware of our thoughts and our limiting beliefs can have the most advantage. So if you don't actually believe that you can manifest £1,000, you won't be able to do it. And if you don't actually believe that you're worthy of £1,000, or that you have a belief that people who have a large sum of money are unpleasant, then that's going to stop you from manifesting. So the key is mindful awareness of the limiting beliefs that you have, and then working on them so that you can step out of that fear cycle and into conscious manifesting. And once you have these guidelines clear in your mind and you have an outcome that you want to create, you're ready to start manifesting. So to do that, you also need to be aware of other natural laws that influence how we live. And in particular, there's a law of inspired action, and this needs to be understood. We cannot simply wish for something and have it appear. We need to take the right action to support our thoughts and dreams. We also need to acknowledge the law of compensation, which works on the principle that you get out what you put in. do everything to the best of your ability to achieve your best outcome. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean work yourself ragged and be working 60, 80-hour weeks or whatever. What this means is work smart. Do what it is that you need to do. Use your time wisely, and then do what you do well. Keep a focus and have a clear idea in your mind of what steps you need to take to achieve something, and then put your effort into that. And this is, again, mindful awareness. It's about being able to narrow down a perspective into what actually needs to be done. And as we've already mentioned, there's the law of attraction. So making an effort to keep your vibration in alignment with what it is that you're manifesting is key. There's also the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, which states that anyone can change their lives. Higher vibrations will always supersede lower ones, so look for ways in which you can feed your body, mind and environment with positive vibes. This applies to social media, your diet, the people you surround yourself with, the chemicals, the condition of your environment. You want to keep your vibration high so that you're attracting good things back into your life. So there are tools that you can help with manifesting. Meditation can help us to tune into our awareness so that we can become familiar with our thoughts and beliefs. Can also help us to keep our energy high and create space for insight and understanding to filter through. And it can also help us to see to the crux of the problem so that we can pinpoint where we best need to put our efforts. Vision boards are useful, and they keep the mind focused on what we're claiming, and they can have images and words on that depict how our life is in the reality of our manifestation. And it can also help us to get deeper into belief that we already have it by helping us to explore our emotions in our ideal manifestation and really tie down the details. Affirmations are an incredibly powerful tool for helping us to override unhelpful beliefs with ones that can elevate our vibration and ultimately help us to overcome conditioning. Affirmations should always be positive, in the present tense, and believable by you. So, I mean, you can get affirmations from just about anywhere. I publish one on social media every Monday, but you can Google them, you can buy books of them, or you can make them up yourself. But it needs to be, like I said, it needs to be positive, it needs to be in the present tense, and it needs to be something that you can actually believe, that you can see in your future. Once you've set your attention, you just then have to let it be. You're claiming it as done. You're revisiting it every few days just belies the fact that you don't really believe that it's already yours. Yeah, set your intention, put in the work, let it go. And then obviously you can be doing the work towards it, but you don't want to keep going back and asking for the same thing again and again and again. And then living with these concepts and understandings of how our thoughts and emotions create the reality of our lives empowers us to be able to change what is not working for us, and enables us to step into our own power as we become more in alignment with who we truly are through mindful awareness. And this in turn gives us the power to stay healthy and well and create the life that we want to live. So, if you would like a greater understanding of manifesting and how you can begin to let go of negative or limiting beliefs, and question the conditioning that you've been exposed to, or learn how to elevate your vibration and bring your dreams to life, then join me for one of my 4 weekly Manifesting Abundance online workshops. The next one I think starts in July, and you can find more information about the course and how you can book your place through the website simplybe.org.uk. Or if you've just got any questions and you want to get in touch, same again, you can contact me through the website simplybe.org.uk. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope you can see how mindfulness can help you to become aware of the areas in life where you're constantly attracting negativity into it, or where you're not achieving what it is that you want to achieve, and how through making a few simple tweaks you can start to take control of that and make the changes that you want to see. So as always, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you join me for the next one. Take care now.